Guys, we are back with the BMW. Finally just got back from the North Carolina, North Georgia area, and I kind of had to dump some of the footage from when Jeb and I had did the exhaust because the audio was so bad. I apologize for that. I would have loved to have had that up there sooner, but we'll be able to show you everything that we had done. So I got my right-hand man Laz here, and we are going to put in the diff. We're going to tackle the fuel system, so we're going to clean the injectors, throw in the fuel filter because it's probably 190,000 miles and hasn't had any love. Got a few other things we got to go over. We want to get the two windows don't work. So we got a lot of stuff that we're trying to do some maintenance and some high performance stuff, but really I can't wait to get the diff in there and go and actually slide this thing. So
the handbrake you told me about is going to help on that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's right. The handbrake is totally sick, and we're going to do some special kind of custom reliefs in the console to make that fit just right. So kind of painted the grills, and we just kind of RTV'd them in there, so we got to pull that tape off there in just a little bit, but got the lights looking a hell of a lot better. George, give her a rev here. Whoa, 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 whoa. A little rev. Dang, just a little rev. Love that tips though, man. So yeah, we'll get under it and we'll show you guys what it's all about. We got a little bit of mud on it. I may or may have not taken it off road and kind of spun it out a couple times in the rain on the drift track and stuff. So it is like naked under here. It's
cleaned up a lot. There's definitely a lot missing.
Yeah, we got so much more space. Kind of took off a lot of the junk that was there. Got a little block off plate right there. I'm really happy with that guy. This cavity right there looks like it's just begging for a turbo or something in there. I don't know. But so George, what do you feel about doing some a ported intake manifold there?
Oh.
So we got one on the bench, and we're going to check out what needs to be done with that. And our cold air, we kind of might want to optimize that. Yeah, so we got our power steering cooler in there. And what else did we do? Just kind of did some other cleanup stuff. I kind of wanted to make a catch can. This thing is a little bit... the
sunroof delete looks awesome. It's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, that thing, I'm so happy with the way that looks.
It's definitely streamlined.
So check out what we got to do with our hydro brake there. All right, so the hydro brake is going to sit kind of right down in here, and it's going to be maybe about 3 or 4 inches lower than that. This has the same exact mounting point as the shifter there, so the shifter is going to sandwich right on top of that. We got to move our window switches, kind of look for a good spot for that, but want to do something fairly clean where that thing is going to mount nice out of the way and still have the functionality of everything there. So oh yeah, this is really sweet in the fact that it's got the fittings of what we need right there. So we got a 7/16 by 20 and a 3/8 by 24 for the brake, and we're going to use this as an inline, so we will be able to interrupt our brakes with the hydro right there. So guys, I really didn't know much about a BMW, and I'm learning so much every day as we go here. Now, the Vanos is something that has common issues. It's pretty much like BMW's VTEC there. And this is an E46. This engine is an N54, and it has Vanos on the intake and the exhaust. So we can basically kind of advance and retard the cam timing a little bit, and it'll make a little bit more torque here, a little bit more peak horsepower there. However, kind of what we've seen and what some people have suggested in the comments, which I really appreciate, because again, I am so new to this platform, is that the curve didn't really look right. And after doing some stuff, I've kind of found that after certain things that we've deleted, so far I still haven't had to check engine lights. So the fact remains that if I have a cam timing problem and I'm not getting the codes, I'm not seeing it on the cluster. So I'm bringing a buddy in tomorrow. He's going to help us diagnose and possibly replace some stuff with the Vanos, and hopefully we can get a little bit more peak power. Plus, hopefully we can do a bunch more stuff. So, you know, with what we do in our domestic stuff with Laz and George, these guys have been porting cylinder heads and throwing camshafts in cars, you know, NA, boosted, whatever. And whatever we decide to do, we kind of wanted to hit this a little bit like we would do it if it was, you know, a domestic 6-liter. I mean, hell, we've got half the displacement, but we should be able to pick up some power if we port the intake. Dude, we have 190,000 miles on this.
There's definitely going to be some cleaning up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the kind of crap that we would normally see on an intake like that is going to be some major carbon crud, crusty crap that rhymes with crap. There's a lot of junk in here. Hopefully we can port this intake manifold out. I actually just gave George, you probably haven't even looked at it yet, the other intake manifold that we got that is, well, that had like 300,000 miles on that one. So we might do some practicing with that. I just talked to Jeb. He has another cylinder head that we might be able to port. What's another weird thing about this, Laz, is the fact that like when they overheat and when people pop the head gaskets, typically they're just like, just junk the whole motor. So I was like, to me, that's weird. But I think that that's because they pull out the threads in the block because it's an aluminum block. The E36 was the iron block.
Is there any issues with the sleeves on these from over here?
No, not so much the sleeves, I don't think. But as far as I know, they pull out the threads. And when they pull out the threads, people are basically like, just kick it to the curb. We use a nut cert or a big cert, so we could probably make that work. And Jeb was actually saying the same thing. He's like, you could probably just rethread it and send it. What we're thinking about is porting the intake, porting the head, maybe changing the cams, except we got to find some cams. So if you guys know anybody who has cams or anything out there that is pretty reasonably cheap or hand-me-down and you want to see it happen, send us some cams, maybe some M3 crap or something like that. That would be really, really cool. So we'll try and port this intake manifold on this head, but that is later on down the road. But for right now, we got to do some maintenance. Like, when you crank that thing up, it sounded like those injectors were singing. Like they were just clickety-clackety.
Clicks and clacks and rattles. And
there's some squeaks that just developed in the last couple days. So guys, after we did all the work over at Jeb's, we took this thing out on a little road course track and just beat the tar out of it. And it was pretty fun. When we get underneath it, we'll probably see some mud balls and possibly, maybe a square yard of...
I've already seen something looking through here.
Yeah, there's definitely some... There's some mud. Yep. But look at those headers, man. They look pretty cool. We got a lot more space once all that junk is out of the way. So dumbing it down and simplifying it down to its basic, just the basic stuff. You know what? One other thing I was thinking about too is that the power steering, if we deleted the power steering pulley and just did a power steering pump, maybe we could pick up some power with that. Also, we're looking into a ultralight flywheel. Something that we can really have that thing wrap really, really nice. So, yeah, I like the throttle response of a super lightweight drivetrain. So once we get less unsprung weight, that thing's going to go wham, wham. Going to be pretty sweet. So one of the things I saw that a buddy that was telling me, hey, you should really consider, an E36 or an E46 as a drift car. He was saying, hey, look, they've got these head gaskets with the O-rings in there. You put the studs in there, you pull the head off, and you put a thicker head gasket in there, so we're lowering the compression ratio. It'll take more boost. Bolt it right back down with the studs on there, but it has this, like, I don't want to say a Napier ring, but it has like a, within the head gasket is O-ring, so you don't have to O-ring the block or O-ring the head. It's just in there, and when you torque it down, it seals. So I thought that was a really pretty sweet thing, I thought. So we could do that. I don't know if we're going to go exactly that route, but if the cylinder head comes off and we port it, we'll probably do something like that. So we would like to get more usable up top RPM, and that's how you make big power. So let's get this thing to rev to like 7,500. I bet there's more dirt on the bottom side of this thing. Let's see if
just off-road.
Oh my gosh, man, that's so much worse than I thought. So yeah, Christian went off-road and spun it out. That's my 12-year-old son. We'll have to get to that in a video sometime soon here. But yeah, he and my 8-year-old son were driving this car by themselves, and oh man, the exhaust was so pretty. It was so pretty, man. It's so dirty now. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Sorry, Jeb. So yeah, this is what we got here. So from our headers there, those came down to about a 2 1/4, and we went from a 2 1/4, kind of stepped it up to a 2 1/2. That 2 1/2 went to a single 3. The 3 is all mandrel bent. That is a MagnaFlow. That is a straight through shot, 3-inch all the way back, and then all the way out to our Vibrant, which absolutely was gorgeous at one point. Now it's just a muddy, total disaster. But the tips look good. Laz, by the looks of the ground, I would think we were working on a Jeep.
Oh, no Jeeps tonight.
No Jeeps tonight. All right, so what we got? Things kind of hung up on the...
Yeah, we're going to get this axle shifted out a little bit. And I think the sway bar might have to be disconnected and swung out of the way.
Alrighty. Oh, you know what we never did is that I need to weigh the exhaust, because I weighed the old exhaust, and I'm trying to keep a log of how much weight we've taken off. So I got a pretty good idea. I just got to weigh that pig. Ooh-wee. Alrighty. Here she comes.
That's how it's supposed to come out.
All right.
BMWs. Oh, how you gonna finagle that?
Oh.
Yeah, that's an interesting predicament.
Glad this is not like an 8.8 or
Yeah.
Dana 44.
Ooh, notchy.
Oh, yeah. That is not the sound of efficiency. We don't want to hear that. Dang. Oh, that feels terrible, too.
Definitely.
Wow. Okay. So this other one doesn't feel anything like that. We went through it with a fine-tooth comb. It should really work pretty good. So what you think? You think that could be some power loss right there?
Oh, definitely.
I think, I hope so, man. Gosh, that side, too. You think the bearings are just shot?
Are these factory with a limited slip, or are they factory open?
I think the factory open. I really don't know.
Jeremy, what did you do to this thing?
I went a little. I might or might not have, you know,
This is by a
gone off road.
Did you take it to a mud bog right now? He was at that redneck yacht club.
Dude, I mean, it really does look like we're working on a Jeep, you know? It's kind of like.
We can pull the Jeep in and start working on
I
it.
bet the Jeep is cleaner than this underneath.
Feels at home.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's embarrassing.
You know, you could have just hosed it off before you brought it in.
Well, it had rained like 3 or 4 days in a row and everything was so nasty. All right, so realistically, what do we have time-wise in taking this diff out? It was probably like 35 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it would have been, probably 20 minutes if I would have realized that the dry shaft hadn't separated.
Yeah. Hey, it's a learning curve. This is a weird one, but, we're going to get the hang of it. It is pretty simple to do this, so just put the RTV in there. We got our new axle seals that we're waiting on right there, and there's some pretty beefy axles, which I'm definitely glad to see that.
They're probably hollow and kind of like the Porta Palmas' dry shaft. 3,000
I hope
wall
not.
thickness.
Somebody in one of the comments the other day said that they went 9.4 at 157 or 153, I think, with this and the stock diff and all that other junk. And I was like, dang. Said he was making over 700 wheel. That had to be a pretty light car, but still, that's getting it. And he said it was all stock stuff. So not everybody can get away with it, but I'm pretty excited to really push this piggy. So only had this thing like maybe a few days worth of driving time, and look at that. I'm off to a good start. What do you say? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna swap these to the outer just so we can get maybe 1 or 2 more burnouts on them. That one's the worst one. And this one is definitely not so good. So we gotta get some tires coming here very, very shortly. When we first got this thing, it was really dry rotted and all that. Car had been sitting for a while. So maybe we'll do a little something here, but prepare to meet your end, tires. Whoa! I got that just right. Squeeze it a little hard. Might blow a gasket or something. I think we got a little splooge on the camera there. We might even got a little extra flavor in that last one. All right, so we're finishing her up. Can't wait to go drive this thing when you swap these tires out.
Hell yeah, brother. Thing is awesome. Cleaning some dirt out from under it.
That's a good pile right there.
Yeah, that was a good pile. Dang, brother.
I think that'll do her. Fill her up to the line. Everything else might be covered with mud, but we finally got the exhaust cleaned up just so you guys could take a look in all its wonderful glory. Hey there.
It's a really pretty exhaust you got there, feller.
James wants you.
He's just like deer in the headlights, just like Jeremy.
You think you can drift around me? Because I can handle the footage if you can handle the drifting.
I think I can do that. But all right, so hey, I'm a newbie. I'm just practicing, all right? So just be patient with me. She doesn't have that much power, but we're trying, all right?
I mean, that was good.
Need more steering angle.
All right.
We should probably go to another spot now.
Yeah, somewhere we didn't just park the car that we have to go back to. It's a bold strategy, but
I think that there's
I
something
respect
like dangling off the tire, possibly. That
like
actually,
a cord,
we need to go the other way. Yeah.
like some cords hanging off the tire. Do you just
Yeah.
feel like you can do whatever you want on the roads when you're in a BMW?
I,
Do you just get them?
what's that?
I think it's the cords hitting.
Oh, it's definitely, it's coming apart.
All right, I'll call
We're gonna have
Laz.
a very limited amount of time to do this. So, Laz warned me. He said, "Hey, you know, you probably should change those tires out." And I was like, "Well, I don't know what to say other than Laz, you're probably right."
Drifters like as much grip as possible.
These are the tires that I got with the car. We're just trying to dispose of them in the proper way, you know,
They sound disposed of.
potentially.
If you wanted some sort of award, you got it. Okay, so Jeremy just told me he's learning how to drift. So I said, well, you could drift around me. Questionable move, but here we are.
It's a bold move. You're in it, Cooper.
He had to
You're
pay
totally
like
in at this point.
$500 to rent this spot.
Yeah, it was a banging deal, really.
Yeah, but they said we can drift in it for like the next 5 minutes. All right.
$500 for 5 minutes here, so yeah, let's go ahead and back up, get towards the middle here, and I'll try and not hit something, okay?
Yeah, as in something me.
Yeah.
If you hit like a curb, that's a little different.
We have very, very, very limited tire left as well. We have cords. We're on the cords, and they are hitting the inner fender, so let's do this thing.
Yeah, let me show the cords real quick. Let's just show what we're working with. Oh, yeah. Full spaghettified. You spaghettified your tire.
Well, let's do this, man.
All right, go for it. How are your temps? Car running cool? All right. Once you came the other way, I was like, oh man, he's out of his comfort zone. Now it's scary.
And I was like, I think we need a little bit more power.
No, you just need more angle.
Not bad, not bad. Hey,
No, that was
we're
good.
getting it. We're getting it.
That's good
That's good. That's good, man.
Yeah, nobody died
Nobody
in the
died.
making of this film.
Let's try one more time going the other way here. Let's just see if I'm getting it okay on the other side. See, I want to
Yeah.
wear that tire more evenly than this one. Okay, so let's just one more here. Okay.
Yep, you're a little out of your comfort zone there is scary though. Come on, get it tighter. Quick, get out of here.
Yeah. the tire note changed right there, so I was like,
Yeah.
perhaps we should just head home.
I was
the-
trying to get you to get a little tighter there in the
Oh,
end,
yeah.
but that's always hard. With not a lot of angle.
Not bad, not bad. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, for virtually a stock, like fairly stock car.
Some of these others, this is our little test track that we rented when we had the Miata out. Yeah.
Grim. It's a story. We all believe in you. Oh, it's gonna be sick. He's gonna come out of nowhere, get it all sideways, not hit either of us.
For my Jeep.
George's truck and the Jeep all at once.
Unless he doesn't make the turn.
I wasn't recording. You need like 20 or 30 mile per hour at least.
Oh boy.
Rear bumpers are cheap. That was good speed.
I can't tell my speed because we disconnected the ABS. There's no speed.
Just know you have to go faster.
Hey, I never claimed to be good at drifting, all right? I'm just a newbie learning the ropes here, and hopefully it'll get better pretty quick. But first off, I wanted to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas from everybody at the Fermatos and Fasterproms. We wanted to wish you guys a very, very Merry Christmas. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much for all the support that you're giving us. It is really fueling us to go to this new year with a lot of great expectations and really, really, trying to enter the year with some great momentum. So this is what we wanted to give back to you guys this Christmas. We got some pretty awesome gifts, and we still have a bunch more to give. So check this out. We use these day in and day out. This is a cordless drill and impact driver, and we are including 3 different drivers with this. So the quick disconnect, so you can attach a socket and all that. You'll have a 1/4 inch, 3/8, and a 1/2 inch. And then on this right here, this is a pretty darn goodie here. This is a engine cover off of ZL1. So from everybody on Cletus' side, as well as everybody at Fasterproms, and even some of the Boosted boys and the guys from PFI signed this. So we're hoping that makes a wonderful ornament for your garage or wall, whatever you want to do with that. Whatever you want to do with that, that's up to you. Guys, this really is the best time of the year, and it is so much better to give than receive. So thank you guys so much, and don't forget the reason for this season. God bless you guys. We'll see you very soon.